Excellency Minister Chinnawan Mudiki, Your Excellency Minister Nayok Rr, Dr. Sumet Yamun, Secretary General Office of the Higher Education Commission, Directors General, Secretaries General, Commissioners from ASEAN, members of the academia, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my pleasure to be here among senior officials responsible for higher education administration from ASEAN. Considering the significant impact of research on social and economic development in today's world of knowledge-based and creative societies, the Conference on Pioneering ASEAN Higher Education Research Clusters is a very significant and timely event. It is also my aspiration to see the concerted efforts of ASEAN in synergizing assets and strengths to uplift the profile of ASEAN research in the international community. As the ASEAN community is expected to come into being in 5 years' time, I think it will be most appropriate if we start talking about this issue together so that we will have enough time to start preparing our resources for the ASEAN research clusters. With the fast-changing world and with many countries working towards building creative economies, through the considerable role of research and development in enhancing national competitiveness, I think there is no better approach than to strengthen our regional solidarity in every way we can. Ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Thai government strongly supports the endeavour to establish ASEAN research clusters. I would like to urge members of ASEAN to closely cooperate with this project to enhance our research profile in the international academic communities. The initiative needs all of your support, in particular, to heighten the visibility of ASEAN's research platform. Your higher education institutions should be further strengthened. I am certain that with your wisdom and experience, ASEAN will be able to reach a common agreement and synergize efforts to achieve this goal, which will in turn contribute to the realization of the ASEAN community. Research in diverse areas is important in many respects. Research efforts that have a humanitarian dimension or aim at addressing issues like poverty or environmental degradation are particularly valuable, especially when their results offer better approaches to solving the problems and lead to action. At the same time, research focused on science and technology in particular is essential for industry and sustainable development. To embark on joint efforts and thereby collectively benefit from the humanitarian or commercial benefits of research work as a region, we need close collaboration between our researchers and institutions. Some countries may have the technology and know-how to most effectively conduct research, and some may have the capable experts and researchers, while others have the resources or setting for proper fieldwork. It may well be a good time to look at our higher education institutions and our universities, to take stock of their potential and to see what kind of collaboration is going on. We already have regional frameworks overseeing the development and cooperation of ASEAN universities, like ASEAN University Network, and the Southeast Asian Ministers of Educational Regional Center for Higher Education and Development. But to establish this strong research network, our universities must first have a closer look at their own region and potential for collaboration. Of course, we have to start by first knowing each other better. Most of us are familiar with universities in the United States, Australia, United Kingdom, and Europe. But some of us do not know much about the top universities in ASEAN. Many recognized university rankings rate ASEAN universities in their top 200 list of Asian universities, including the NUS of Singapore, Mahidol Chulalongkorn Thammasat in Chiang Mai in Thailand, University Mariam, UKM and USM in Malaysia, UP, Ateneo de Manila and De La Salle in the Philippines, and University of Indonesia, to mention just a few. The potential is there, and the time to link up our strength is now. Indeed, different ASEAN countries have different research strengths, and I think it is a suitable time for us to share our perspectives and wisdom to identify our strongest research areas. This way, we can incrementally build up our joint efforts for mutual benefit. With the rapid pace of research and development during the last couple of decades, especially as a result of striking breakthroughs in technology, our universities can no longer afford to overlook what is happening around us. They need to continuously acquire up-to-date information and resources to maintain and even reshape their traditional academic disciplines. Our academic communities also need philanthropic support from stakeholders within our region in order for us to gain better momentum to move forward. In the case of Thailand, the Thai government has earmarked about 2 billion baht for 3 years, from fiscal year 2011, to support the accelerated development of university research activities nationwide, to enhance national competitiveness. This is not only for the 9 national research universities that will be developed, but also other higher education institutions. The initiative is targeted to develop postgraduate human resources with a view to raising their academic caliber, to train new generation researchers, to publish quality peer-reviewed international academic journals, and to build up intellectual properties among Thai universities. The Office of the Higher Education Commission, which is the agency supervising such cooperation, encourages public universities to apply for copyrights of intellectual property derived from commercial research cooperation. The rationale for such a policy is to maintain royalty fees from the intellectual property to support the implementation of other commercial research cooperation projects. Also, one of the most feasible and faster forms of collaboration will be that of electronic interaction and exchange of research information. This will bring out the potential of academic communities with virtual intellectual resources and updated knowledge. I believe that the research performance and the quality of human resources are significant indicators of the competitiveness of a country. Research accomplishment is also a foundation that will lead to many advantages, like an inclusive economy and ultimately self-sufficiency and long-term sustainable development. I am therefore committed to higher education reform in Thailand. And through this, we are in the process of moving it forward. The most immediate and best formula is to develop our human resources, including teachers, researchers, and university personnel through capacity-building programs on teaching, learning, and coordinated research. The government's policy statement emphasizes the promotion of basic and applied research to support national social and economic development. I also wish to see reform of the national research system by the establishment of funds through the cooperation of the public and private sectors. The contribution of the national budget for public universities and private sector cooperation in commercial research stands at 70% and 30%, respectively. At the same time, the government also allocates budget for national research to improve the quality of basic and applied research, which has the potential to bring many economic returns, including the generation of income and employment and adding value to the research products. There are many tangible outcomes in university research, especially with collaboration from the private sector, research centers under the Ministry of Science and Technology and state enterprises. Such outcomes are, for example, more advanced medicine, chemical products, medical equipment, and agricultural byproducts. In the value chain of research, more concrete outputs will motivate the academia and researchers to extend the benefits to mankind in general. Subsequently, it will help generate commercial earnings. We should take action now so that we can catch up with other regions in terms of building up partnerships among university researchers, private sectors, and communities. Concurrently, we need to accelerate the capacity of our young generation researchers to better prepare them for greater creativity that can bring out frontier of knowledge, discoveries, and innovations. In this respect, I would like to encourage ASEAN universities and researchers to conduct collaborative multidisciplinary research with other universities in the region and beyond. We can expect that the positive impact from such an endeavor will create better social services in responding to social and economic needs. The focus on building ASEAN research clusters and establishing a research platform for the future would therefore be the catalyst for collaborative work that would ultimately benefit society at large. The research networks formed will not only create outputs for our common benefits, but it will identify the main players involved in this effort. So I hope this conference will be able to bring out the potential of all stakeholders, as well as make full use of their contributions. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many outstanding researchers from many ASEAN countries, but when looking into the research profile of each individual ASEAN country, it is noticeable that the impact factor is still not enough. That is the reason why ASEAN should cooperate to combine and to secure our efforts to strengthen our research visibility in the international community. In this regard, I fully support your endeavour to establish the ASEAN Citation Index for the benefit of our academic communities, so that the ASEAN research profile will be enhanced in the near future. Considering our cultural similarities and ethnic linkages, I am certain that our countries will be able to create a strong research network to share our expertise and research findings to improve our international research profile. In so doing, I encourage you all to work closely together and to exchange your information more regularly. I take this opportunity to thank the organizers of this conference. I wish you every success in your deliberations, and I now declare the conference open. Thank you. Sawasdee krap.